Going on? Hope all is well with you. Happy Wednesday. I said last night when we were doing this, and I even talked about today on the radio show, that we're going to talk a little bit about the conversation that nobody wants to have and how broke this country is. And Elon's doing something. You can like him, you can hate him. A lot of what he's doing is getting tossed out in court, and it's going to continue to be that way because this is the world we live in, and we have rules, and there's a constitution, and Congress is supposed to actually do something, and we all know Congress doesn't do squadoosh. That being said, the insanity and the disdain that people have for Elon is actually, it's actually disturbing. Like, what the F is wrong with you people? I mean, and I mean that across the board, not just from the lunatics that you're going to see here in a second that are, out protesting and blowing shit up, thinking, "Oh my God, I'm a part of the resistance" or whatever. It's people you think you're governors. You're a political pundit that is on TV and an author, and you are putting down stuff that is insane. You've lost the effing plot. It's embarrassing. There's no doubt about that. And this bizarre situation is taking place where people are thrilled to see the stock collapse. They want Elon to go broke, not realizing that as you protect all these people in the government, because what you're really protecting is bureaucracy. You think something's going to be taken away from you. Some great thing is going to, oh my God, they're going to take something. Let me tell you something. At the rate you're going, there is going to be nothing because we won't have that conversation. We're broke AF, as the kids would say. We're not 36 trillion in debt. We're closer to 80 trillion. Those are unfunded liabilities. We're broke as it gets. Not BSing you, being honest. We won't have a conversation about Social Security reform. We won't have a conversation about the fact that we need to look at how we spend our dollars when it comes to Medicare and Medicaid. We won't look at the fact that we've got all this military crap that we don't need, but we signed contracts and they're great for jobs. And rather than get rid of those and, take our military and make it more streamlined and effective, we'll just continue to spend all kinds of money we don't have. We're spending as much money right now to service the debt we have as we are our military. So if we get attacked, maybe we can ask, hey, can we throw some debt at you? How would that be? What happened? They attacked us and we hit them with a credit bomb. Oh my God. We won't have a conversation because nobody wants to. It's not a win. It's not a win. If you're a congressperson, you're terrified to have a conversation. It's the death knell. Right and left are like, that's Social Security. We're not talking about your Social Security. But by the way, if you're still alive in 5 years, you're not getting it at the rate we're going. We're not talking about now, but we're talking about the future. I tell everybody, you're 25, 30, 40, never count on this. Maybe even 50. Don't count on it. Not at the rate we're going. And what's going to happen is we're going to go into a ditch. And then people are going to go, I didn't see that coming. Well, everybody told you it was coming, but I didn't see it coming. You didn't want to believe it was coming. Everybody wants to make cuts. Nobody wants to have any cuts on their watch. Everybody wants to make cuts, and nobody at all wants to be the cutter or wants to see any cuts coming out of the things that they like. It's sad. I've said this. Elon, it's going to be easier for him to go to space, to Mars, and colonize it than it is going to be for him to cut through the bureaucracy of all of this. And I'm glad we have a certain amount of checks and balances, but we need to have checks and balances in reality. And we don't. And we have a lot of insanity. Case in point, Tim Walz. He was almost vice president. But by the grace of God and common sense,
some of you know this
no.
on the iPhone. They've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, you know, and take out, just telling you.
Oh, wow. So brave. So you're happy to see it collapse. You're happy to see the fact that he has anywhere, depending on where you're reading, 85 to 120,000 people employed in America. And you're fine if they all lose their job because they're not part of bureaucracy. They work for an evil man. He's evil. You don't even understand he's evil. Here's something. He's doing something nobody else wants to do because he sees a bigger picture. He's doing something nobody else wants to do, especially Congress on the right and left. Why is that? Because they're all terrified. They're all terrified to address anything. They're like, oh, God, good. Elon's doing it. Whew. He's taking all this stuff on. Because, you know, if we did it, everybody would be all mad at us and they'd vote us out. Thank God for that. It's a joke. And over again, I hear the same ridiculous things about how evil he is. His intentions are nothing
Musk and
but
Trump are
evil.
doing isn't about efficiencies or about cost savings. It is about cruelty.
Cruelty. It's about cruelty. Wow. Is that it? Yeah, he's going to take everything away. He's going to get your Social Security. He might even get your Netflix password. Next thing you know, you're screwed. Oh, my God, no. Yeah. That's dangerous. It's ridiculous. It is. Well, he's got a lot of contracts with the government. Who doesn't at that size, by the way? Do you think Bezos, Facebook, and all of them don't have contracts? Well, Bezos is, he's Amazon. You don't think he's the large storage facility, cloud? You don't think they all do. He's taking it on, and he's taking the hits. And he's taking the hits. And he's not only hearing it from people who are governors, people who know better, who say things that are ridiculous. They're going to take away everything. He may even come in at night and take your soul. They're going to do this and they're going to do that. You can't stop them because they're evil and they're cruel. He kicks puppies at night. You don't even know. Deport him. He's an American citizen. Double deport him then. Not going to say he's not going to screw up. Yeah. Well, what if he gets rid of stuff and wants to do certain things that nobody wants their part cut? Nobody does. Nobody does. Yet, in reality, Congress needs to get off their ass and say, you know what? We got to deal with this. We should have some guy from the outside doing this. This is our thing. We should be handling this. We do have a problem. And whenever somebody says we're not going to touch Social Security or Medicare, oh, that's great. You know, they're very popular. Of course they are. They're very popular. A lot of things are popular. Free puppies are popular. But eventually you might run out of free puppies. And then when you do give them away, guess what? I got to feed them. Oh, God. We've got to do better. We have to have an honest conversation. Nobody wants to. Everybody's terrified. On my radio show, you got a lot of MAGA supporters. You got a lot of Trump supporters. And you have some liberals and some progressives. I try to have a mixture of all things. I mean, most liberals and progressives would be like, yeah, he's speaking the truth about a lot of stuff. Yet, at the same time, the same MAGA, you better not touch my Social Security. I paid into that. Yeah, you did. So if I tell you you're going to get a 20 to 30% cut in a few years at the rate we're growing our debt, is that going to piss you off? And Medicare, you're going to get the same, if not more. A few years after that, is that going to piss you off? Yeah. Well, why don't we do something about it? Well, that's what we're trying to do. You get ahead of it. You have a conversation about it because it is government and it takes forever for these asshats to do anything. So from governors who say they're cruel or wish that their company implodes to a guy that should know better, but yet he is also a clown, Rick Wilson. Just what are you doing? Kill Tesla, save the country. Elon is a weak spot. Attack. It's no longer just a car company. It's a bank for fascists. Goose-stepping hedge fund bankrolling the political fever dreams of Elon Musk and his Doge dreams of controlling the rooms of American government. As he becomes Earth's first trillionaire, and then the Emperor of Mars. If you want to boycott, knock yourself out. If you want to bitch, whine, and moan about how evil and bad he is, knock yourself out. That's good. It's the beauty of what we do here. But if you're going to do it, have the understanding of why you're doing it. Could you not think, hey, this guy wants to put people on Mars. He built a supercomputer. President of NVIDIA, co-founder, said, takes 18 months to sketch it out, 2 to 3 plus years, if not more, to build this thing out. He did in like 18 days. Nobody else on earth could have done that. But he's an idiot. Sure he is. Sure he is. Maybe there is something more altruistic. What if he's evil and he steals everything? Do you think that's going to happen? He can't even fire anybody without it going to court. And they say you can't do that, which is good because A, checks and balances, and B, it puts the ball in the court that is Congress. And it also lets the American people see there is a rigged system, and as much as you think it is a certain rich corporate class, which there is, crony capitalism, there's also a system where government lobbies government and controls everything, doesn't have to really have any results in any of the shit they do. And at the end of the day, you got to deal with it. That's not good either. We could cut waste. We could cut some fraud, which we will. We can cut some, there's a lot of stuff that we cut, stuff that we don't need, stuff that, you know what, at this moment in time, we got to be like we're on an airplane and the oxygen thing came down. America, let's put it on first. Let's get ourselves sorted out, and then we can help some other people. And some people need help. Case in point, ass hats of the world unite. Because a man who developed the best electric car on the planet, the best-selling electric car on the planet, the car that people thought, I'd drive that over some of those stupid-ass other cars that are out there. You're mad at people for driving a car that they bought from somebody they don't know, and you know nothing about that person, and you're pissed at them as if they're Elon Musk. And so how do you behave? Like idiots. Case in point, a montage of morons.
Parce que c'est la seule façon de vraiment se faire entendre. Nous sommes dernière génération au Canada. Rejoignez-nous dans les rues ce printemps pour montrer que vous aussi, vous n'êtes pas prêts à vous laisser mourir pour les profits de quelqu'un d'autre. Aidez-nous à ne pas être la dernière génération.
What they've done is they've come and they've just spray painted and just crapped all over a Tesla dealership in Canada because he hates climate change and is a climate denier. No, not at all. But you keep going because, well, judging by your outfits, you'll be late for your barista job, but hey, relax. Wiping his ass and putting it on a test. What the hell's wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with you. You're mentally unstable. How about this guy? Gets out of his car, looks around, right? Looks around. Oh, yeah. I'm going to take care of that. Goes on over and destroys a Tesla. Why is that? Because he's a freaking idiot. We're not done yet. We got a couple more morons coming up. Did you get it there? He's an underwriter, by the way, for those of you not keeping score. And we move on, and it is just idiot after idiot after idiot. Oh, walks across the street, by the way. Walks across the street in Hawaii. Walks across the street. Goes out of his way after he gets his coffee. What do you think he's going to do? Oh, you got him. Woo. Man, you guys are brave. Effing morons. What a bunch of shitheads. And somebody's going to get hurt. And I'm not just talking about people destroying other people's property in a sense where they're going and, shooting freaking cars or lighting charging stations on fire because you're part of the resistance. No, somebody's going to go up to somebody who don't play, and think that they're going to do something funny and they're not going to see in the car and there's going to be somebody who don't give two shits and is going to drop kick their ass through the goalpost of life till they see sweet Jesus, and that's a you problem. F around and find out. The messenger is the person they hate. The message in government is something they hate. And that is, guess what? You've got to cut. We've got to make sacrifices. We have to actually tighten our belt and be smart about it. Right now, our debt, we're morbidly obese. And the doctor said, if you keep going at this pace, you're not only going to have type 8 diabetes, you're going to have a massive heart attack. So eat a salad, take a walk, and cut the calories. But they won't, because they think they can spend forever. We'll see. We're going to be on that 60 trillion pound life. Follow me, like and subscribe across all of my, we got Facebook, we got Chad Benson Show on, if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe there, share with your friends. Check out our show Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific, iTunes, iHeart, go to chadbensonshow.com. You can check it out there. Also, check out our show on noon, 9 to noon on the East Coast. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of different things. We talk about a lot of stuff. And the good news is I'm here because it's the exhaustive majority. It's, you know, some of you lean left, some of you lean right, but you know what you're not? You're not effing morons. You want the best for the country, and it shouldn't be so hard to get. But unfortunately, what we have going right now is a bunch of people who are trying to do some stuff, and you may not like it, and other people are trying to stop it, but nobody's trying to do what's best for us. And at this rate, we're going to get what we get. There ain't no doubt about that. You guys have a great, blessed rest of your night.